This video will be demonstrating how and where certain muscles dealing with the ankle and knee joints can be palpated. The first muscle we will start with will be the gastrocnemius muscle. This muscle is found on the back of the lower leg, and it is palpated the upper half of the posterior aspect of the lower leg. It runs from here and then it goes all the way down to the calcaneus. The next muscle will be the soleus. It is palpated posteriorly under the gastrocnemius muscle on the medial and lateral sides of the lower leg, particularly while prone, with knee flexed approximately 90 degrees and actively plantar flexing the ankle. So this muscle starts from right about here, and it runs kind of right in behind that gastrocnemius muscle. The tibialis posterior muscle is palpated both proximally and distally immediately behind the medial malleus with inversion and plantar flexion, and is better distinguished from flexor digitorum longus and flexor hallucis longus if toes can be maintained in slight extension. So the tibialis posterior you find also on the back of the leg. You find it running from right about here, and it comes down all the way across down to the inside of your ankle. The flexor digitorum longus, also found on the back side of the leg, can be palpated immediately posterior to the medial malleus and tibialis posterior, and immediately anterior to the flexor hallucis longus with flexion with the lesser toes. And you find this one again on the back, kind of closer to the inside, and it runs, the inside, and it runs down also to the side of the heel, down around to the bottom of the foot. The flexor hallucis longus runs down the outside of the leg, and it is palpated most posterior of the three tendons immediately behind the medial malleus between the medial soleus and the tibia. Next we will cover the peroneus longus. It is palpated the upper lateral side of the tibia, just distal to the fibular head and down immediately posterior to the lateral malleus. Again, it's peroneus longus, and we find that muscle running down the inside of the leg, coming down all the way to the inside of the heel. Next we have the peroneus brevis. This muscle runs along the inside, but it only starts from about midway up that lower leg, and it comes down all the way to the bottom of the foot, and it is palpated at the proximal end of the fifth metatarsal, just proximal and posterior to the lateral malleus, immediately deep anteriorly and posteriorly to the peroneus longus. Next is the extensor digitorum longus. This runs down and is palpated second muscle to lateral side of anterior tibial border, upper lateral side of the tibia between the tibialis, and it runs down all the way down, and it touches all four of the lesser toes. The extensor hallucis longus starts about midway up the outside of the leg of the tibia, and it crosses over and it comes down all the way to the big toe, the greater toe. It's palpated from the dorsal aspect of great toe to just lateral to the tibialis anterior and medial to the extensor digitorum longus. The last one that we'll cover is the tibialis anterior. This muscle runs down from the right in between the fibula and the tibia, and it will come down all the way to the side of the heel, and it's the first muscle to the lateral side of the anterior tibial border, particularly palpated with fully active ankle dorsiflexion, most prominent tendon crossing the ankle anterior medially.